Good morning again. Please continue eating if you are not done yet. We are going to go ahead and get started today. I definitely want to thank everyone for coming out today. I'm so excited to get out and see faces again. I told everyone I love my coworkers and I definitely love my family, but I'm tired of seeing them every day. That's the only faces I've seen the last 6 months, so it's so good to see you all. Thank you all for coming out today. I want to thank the Higher Ed Center for allowing us to use this venue today and for accommodating us for the COVID guidelines and the social distancing and the temperature checks. Definitely want to thank Virginia Highlands Community College for being our breakfast sponsor today and supporting the chamber. And then I'd also like to thank our 2020 elite sponsors. They're on the banner behind me, but they are Eastman Credit Union, Powell Valley Bank, Comfort Suites, Spiegler and Blevins, and First Bank and Trust Company. At this time, I'm going to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Adam Hutchison. He is the president of Virginia Highlands Community College. Dr. Hutchison joined Virginia Highlands Community College in January 2020 as its 7th president. Before coming to Virginia, he worked at Texas State Technical College in a number of faculty and administrative positions, including department chair, leadership of the college's Workforce Development Division, chief of staff, vice president for student learning, associate vice chancellor, and provost. Dr. Hutchison has served on advisory councils and committees for workforce and education issues, and he was appointed to the Texas Workforce Investment Council by Governor Greg Abbott. He serves as a chair and evaluator for regional accreditation and quality enhancement planning, and he is a national presenter on technical education pathways, competency-based learning, and project management in higher education. Dr. Hutchison holds 2 undergraduate degrees in aviation, a master's degree in management, and his doctorate from Old Dominion University. He and his wife Naomi have 4 children and 2 grandchildren, and they enjoy their small farm in Abington, Virginia. Welcome, Dr. Hutchison.
I've got the clicker. It's always uncomfortable to hear that read about yourself. It's, but thank you for doing it. I appreciate that. I guess I wrote most of that, so that's the other weird part, is to have to say those things about yourself. The most important part of that is my family. I'm so grateful for them and their willingness to jump in on this new adventure for us. Thank you for welcoming us to Washington County and to Southwest Virginia. We moved, I moved just before the new year. So December the 28th or 29th, I don't remember exactly what date, I drove into town, and then my wife and 2 younger daughters followed in February, just in time for the pandemic. So it has been really an adventure for us to get to know our community a little bit and get to know you and the amazing things that this place offers. But I will say, in the midst of that, you've been incredibly generous, and it's been a delight to get to know our business community and to know our friends and our neighbors. We are just thrilled to be a part of what's going on in Southwest Virginia. But I want to spend more time talking about the amazing things happening at Virginia Highlands Community College. So thanks for allowing me. I promise I'll go quickly, and there'll be a bunch of pictures. How about that? That's a fair deal, right? But let me give you a quick update. Most of you know Virginia Highlands very well. But let me just, for the sake of those who may not know us so well, or for any information you may have forgotten, Virginia Highlands serves Washington County, the city of Bristol, and the western portion of Smith County. We are the smallest service area in the Virginia Community College system, but I take that as a real gift because that means we get to put all of our time and attention on our students here locally. We're one of 23 colleges in the VCCS, and in the southwest corner of the state, we have the smallest area primarily serving Washington County and the city of Bristol here. Annual head count, 2,900 students access Virginia Highlands Community College this fall. We've got over 2,000 students taking classes right now, but on an annual head count, we'll see more than 2,900 unique students along the way. And then most of those students are receiving some sort of financial aid. I bring that up because In case there's ever a conversation about college being affordable, the reality is it's never been more affordable. 84% of our students are receiving some kind of financial aid, whether that's federal financial aid or scholarships that are provided through you and our friends in the community. 80 programs of study. If you're looking at the slide and you're thinking about that tuition rate of $157 a credit hour, and you're thinking about the college bill that you're still paying or the bill that you're paying for your children, $157 a credit hour, if you do the math, comes out to about $1,900 per semester. That's about a fourth of what most of our public universities would charge for the same classes along the way. So Virginia Highlands is a affordable, accessible higher education partner right here. And when you layer in the Higher Ed Center, our students have an opportunity to start here and stay here. I've talked to Mr. Matlock about it. We've talked about the opportunity our students have just to change parking lots and go all the way through their educational goals right here locally. 17-to-1 student ratio, 204 employees at the college, and most of our transfer students are going to institutions nearby. Those are the raw numbers of what's happening in Virginia Highlands, but let me give you just some highlights of some things we're doing this year. We started off the year with a bang with the help of generous support from Ballot Health, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, and others. We opened the Phil Station. It's named after a former faculty member, Phil Ferguson, who passed away all too soon. Phil was a tremendous advocate for students, and he was a vibrant member of our community. The Phil Station is actually a food and resource pantry for students. You may not know, but about 1 out of every 4 college students in the United States goes hungry. And it's not uncommon for our college students to have to choose between textbooks and food. And so the Phil Station is an opportunity for us to give back to them. It's a non-perishable food pantry. They can go in there and grab something to stick in the microwave. They can grab a breakfast bar. In some cases, there are resources for hygiene and other things to make sure that our students don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, or that they're going to be well prepared for class. So we have the Phil Station that opened this year, and it's right there on campus, and it has served literally hundreds of students already. The College Express is going back and forth, it's still going back and forth to Bristol. That is a bus, a free transportation service. They get on the van in Bristol, they come right to campus. Doesn't cost the student anything to get to college. And then we've upgraded our Learning Resource Center. We've added some new furniture and some cleanliness. And the biggest issue, if some of you I know are Virginia Highlands graduates, I talked to you this morning. Just as a side, quick show of hands, how many of you attended Virginia Highlands? Can I see a show of hands? Fantastic. All right, so now I'm going to really test your memory. How many of you remember the orange carpet in the library? Does anybody remember the orange? Yeah, there's a few hands. Well, the orange carpet is gone, finally. After, I think, close to 35 years or something like that, we were able to replace the carpet with the generous support of Universal Fibers and Atlas Masland. We were able to do a major upgrade in our library, and then we had some wonderful scholarships and gifts that were provided by our community. Moose International, who's been they've been a consistent provider of scholarships for students for years. We were able to honor them in a special way. And then, as I mentioned, Atlas Masland donated all the materials so that we could re-floor the carpet, redo all the carpeting in the library and the Learning Resource Center area there. And then Food City, partner we all know and love, generously supported our diesel program by donating a truck so our students have equipment to work on along the way. All of that contributes to more than $55,000 of scholarships that we've been able to hand out this fall. And we were even able to start a new scholarship, in part based on the support that we get from Washington County, a new one for homeschooling families, specifically called Forward Thinking. That allows a homeschooling student to get the same advantage of getting started early in a college education, just like a public school student would. We work closely with our dual enrollment partners, but homeschool students were lost in the shuffle there because of some of the structures of that process, and so we were able to initiate a new scholarship program for them. If you know folks that have been a part of Virginia Highlands nursing program, you'll know that that program for years was a joint program with Mountain Empire Community College and Southwest Community College. Beginning this fall, we're now a standalone nursing program. So all of those experiences that our students have had, they get to continue that, and Virginia Highlands is managing that on its own. Don't worry, that's not bad news. In fact, that's great news. All 3 of our colleges have outgrown the partnership. And so rather than confine ourselves in a 3-college partnership, each college is now operating a standalone nursing program, and they're doing great. We've awarded fast forward credential programs to more than 300 students, and just this spring, we had a first time ever type of graduation for our students, and we gave out 461 degrees and certificates to 321 graduates, and I'll show some pictures of that in just a second. Those are the great things that are happening. But I don't want to just focus on those things, because I would miss telling you about a member of our community who's an award-winning faculty member. Some of you might know Pat Farley. Pat's been an adjunct faculty member for us for a number of years. Pat was recognized this year by the Commonwealth of Virginia as a 2020 Vaughn Leadership for Adjunct, Outstanding Adjunct Faculty. That's a tremendous recognition. If you know Pat or you know his students, he is consistently one of the most popular professors on the campus, and it's a well-deserved honor for Pat. And so what in the world is happening at Virginia Highlands in the middle of all of this pandemic? What's changed for us? So I mentioned I started in January, and we were off and running and having just a terrific spring semester. And then we got to spring break, and we were actually in the middle of a student activity right around spring break, and I got a call from Dr. Thomas, who said, hey, there's this COVID thing, and there's a student in Virginia who's sick out on near the Eastern Shore. I think we should pay attention to this. And before we knew it, we were all scrambling to respond, just like you and your businesses were. So on March 15th, we extended our spring break. By March 23rd, we had switched over to remote learning, and then you can see the timeline as we've navigated that process. And here's the short story of where we are today. About 75% of our instructional content is online. About 25% of those classes are still meeting face-to-face. So think about those skills that a student has to have face-to-face instruction or practice with in order to master. Most of those are in career and technical education programs like diesel, welding, our nursing programs. They're doing their lecture portion online and then come into the lab to do those practical tests. We've increased our cleaning and our sanitation. We've actually added staff to help us manage those needs. We have limited our on-campus services, and we've limited access to the campus. It just helps us keep things clean and keep things safe. And most of our employees are teleworking. That doesn't mean you won't be able to reach them. That just means it might be a transfer to get them to a phone call. We do a lot of work through video conference and a lot of work through telephone right now and email. But the college is very much open, and students are able to access the college and access those services. So while most students are teleworking, or most employees are teleworking, if a student has a need, I'll ask you to help me tell them, call the college or just go visit. We're open. The administration building right in the front of campus, there's people there to help. We'll get them situated. We'll connect them with the resources that they need to be successful. We saw the CARES Act pass through Congress and was signed into law by the president. Just a quick note about what that did for Virginia Highlands Community College. We were able to disperse over $650,000 directly to students in student aid. So the money that came in for the CARES Act to Virginia Highlands, we in turn passed that right back out to students to support them as their lives were interrupted, and many of them had to invest in new technology to be able to continue their classes. And so we were able to move that money right along and then do some investment in online learning technology for the college. We've purchased laptops. We've bought more teaching equipment. We've been able to increase some sanitation procedures. We've even swapped out some old plumbing fixtures. We've done everything we can to keep our campus safe and clean and accessible to everybody who needs it along the way. It's certainly been a journey that none of us would have expected in January. And as I thought about where we've been since January the 1st, putting this slide deck together, I realized, man, we have made a ton of decisions just like you have about your business. In fact, for a period of time there, it felt like the team was meeting every day in the conference room just trying to solve the challenges of that day, and it was difficult for us to plan forward. But what I'm happy to tell you now is that the college is open, students are learning, our instructors are creative and innovative, and they're coming up with great ways to stay connected to students and encourage students along the way. They're doing everything from remote cheerleading like this. When we got to graduation day, we got a few people in the room and we made posters, and we had an amazing drive-through graduation ceremony. There's Dr. Thomas and others. We stood in line, and as you drove up the hill behind us, we lined the driveway. We cheered for our students, and I got to be honest, after not being able to see them for weeks, it was amazing to see the smiles on their faces, and some of them were actually crying as they drove up the driveway. I think we shed a few tears. We missed them, but it was an amazing celebration of those 300 plus graduates who drove up the driveway as we cheered for them and handed them their regalia and their diploma information. It was a really exciting time. We even used the parking lot down here in the Higher Ed Center for our nurse pinning ceremony, as families could have a drive-in ceremony. They sat in their cars and we let them pin their own family members who had earned their degrees and their nursing certifications. It was just a wonderful time. We've been working remotely, but we're working hard. So whether we're camped outside on the sidewalk waiting for students to walk in, or we're being creative about the way we film commercials. You may have seen some of the new commercials we've got on TV. We're breaking all the rules right now, trying to figure out how to reach students and make sure our community knows about the good things that are going on at Virginia Highlands. We've even done in-person advising behind the plastic barriers and the sneeze shields with our masks on. We're making sure that students are served every day at Virginia Highlands, so there's no question that students are going to be cared for. And in the middle of that, I want you to know who we're serving. And so that's who's here on this slide. It's graduates like Aaron Osborne and Aaron Anderson and Brian Sword and Caitlin Manuel and Chance Moore and Ryan Lucchini, Heidi Adams, Cassidy Slaughter, Larry and Emily Begley, who had a baby while they were going to college, Marina Gross, Miranda McLaughlin, Tessa Norris. These are our graduates. These are the students who, in the middle of a pandemic, have worked hard and stayed consistent in their studies and have gotten all the way to the finish line. And we love celebrating them and the good work they're doing as they go out into our community and take meaningful jobs and support the economy that drives Washington County. It's students like Teresa and Violet and Colton and Nathan Ferguson and Whitley Hawkins and Lake and Minnick. These are the students that, well, frankly, they're the reason we get up every day. We get to work for them. You know, it really doesn't matter what an individual's job title is. We say this a lot at Virginia Highlands. It doesn't matter what your title is on your name badge. We all have the same job, and that's to help a student get to the finish line. As I close, I want to say thank you. Virginia Highlands Community College is your community college, and I recognize that I am the rich recipient of a lot of great work that's been laid down over the years by previous presidents and faculty members and staff and members of our community who have made Virginia Highlands such an amazing place. When I asked you to raise your hand, quite a few of you raised your hand about your experience at Virginia Highlands. And what I've heard over and over again in this community is, man, I loved Virginia Highlands. It was so good for me and my friends and my family, and on they go. The beauty of Virginia Highlands is you can start right here in Abingdon and you can go anywhere. We have graduates that have gone on to MIT and Virginia Tech and UVA, literally around the world, right from here. We got a message on Facebook just the other week from one of our graduates who finished at Virginia Highlands and went on to get their PhD and is now working overseas. All that happens because of you. If it weren't for the business community and the members of our region who not only invest in their own business and thereby in Virginia Highlands, but invest in our students through scholarships and gifts and campaigns that make our college a better place, our students wouldn't have the opportunity to succeed. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're looking for a way to get plugged into Virginia Highlands, either as a business member, or if you'd like to know more about the Virginia the Virginia Highlands Foundation or the VCCS Foundation, a way to fund and support community colleges, I hope you'll come and see me. My colleagues are here. Laura Pennington is here. She oversees our foundation and a lot of our other systems. Dr. Stacy Thomas leads our instructional group, so if you want to know about how to connect with the program, he's your guy. Ms. Kelly Crow, who oversees marketing and communication, so if you want to know how to plug into that piece of Virginia Highlands, by the way, if you're not following us on Facebook, Twitter, and all those places, you're missing out on some really fun stuff we get to do with students. And then Robert Phillips leads our workforce development efforts. Robert's our direct-to-business communication, and he can help you train your employees and keep your employees up to speed. Listen, at the end of the day, Virginia Highlands is your college, and I hope you'll use us as your college and be proud of us as your college. Thanks for supporting us, and thank you for this opportunity to share.
Thank you, Dr. Hutchison. My son was a graduate of Virginia Highlands Community College back in May in their welding program, and he was not shedding a tear at the drive-by, but Mom was. And they did make it as special as could be due to the circumstances, and it was definitely still a proud moment. So thank you to the college for that. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do the new member introductions. I'm going to let April Hamby-Crabtree, she's going to do that for us. Oh, I guess they're changing that. Oh, it's on the
Good morning, everyone. I probably don't even really need the microphone because I was a cheerleader in high school and a former teacher, so my voice tends to carry no matter where I am. My kids get very embarrassed still to this day when we walk out in public, but that's okay. Okay, so we have lots of new members, and the list is a little bit long. There's a few of you that are here today. I'm going to save you to towards the end. You get to speak for about 30 seconds to a minute, just about to welcome you to our chamber. So if I miss you, and that you are here, and I've missed that you are here, please let me know, and we'll give you 30 seconds to a minute to be able to say hello. Fisher Hollow Veterinarian Clinic, Your Great Escape, Senna Matney, she's a retired individual, Fred Newman, retired individual, Mickey Tyler, retired individual, The Pinnacle, Jersey Mike Subs, Shauna Cook, an individual, The Travel Shop, Sykes Industries, LLC, Wingman Sports, Letson Law Firm, Barbaritos in Abingdon, White Blaze Outdoors, Crafts on Main. And then we got 4 that are here today, so I'll say those first, and then we'll go around really quickly. Chick-fil-A with Carrie Dawson and Dave Pollard, Dr. Mark Matney with the Commissioner of Revenue, George Price, who's also associated with the Commissioner of Revenue as an individual, Mead Pest Control, Robert Mead, and Spot of Color, Hannah Aiken. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. Aiken. I almost got it, so I apologize. So I'm going to start with Mead Pest Control, Robert Mead. Oh, there we go.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Robert Mead, Mead Pest Control here in Abingdon, Virginia. Do all termite inspections, termite letters, residential and commercial. We'd love to take care of you. Give us a call. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome to the chamber. Spot of Color, Hannah Aiken. Is that it right?
Hi everyone. Spot of Color is an arts and crafts supply store on Main Street in Abingdon. So we teach some sit and paint classes out and about through town. Our classroom space is a little too small with COVID guidelines. So we're going to local businesses and bringing in some revenue for them. So if you're on our Facebook, Instagram, you can see how to sign up for those, and I hope to see you at a class.
Thank you. Welcome to the chamber. I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A since you're on this side. I have Carrie Dawson and Dave Pollard. I'm not sure which one, but thank you all very much for breakfast this morning.
Well, it is our pleasure to serve breakfast this morning. Y'all give it up for Carrie, our marketing director, and for Khalid, one of our catering team members. They got up very early this morning to prepare all this food for us. But we've been honored under Carrie's leadership to be awarded the first place for catering in the Best of Bristol award category, so we're excited about that. But really, we exist to have a positive influence in our community, so we love doing this kind of thing, and anything that we can help you out with, just reach out to us. We'd love to help you.
I just wanted to show y'all we left a little gift for you today. We have our new Mocha Cream Cold Brew that just started last week. It's our seasonal coffee. So take advantage of this free gift card and come out to exit 7 and treat yourself. And this is a nice magnet you can put up in your business, and when you all are ready to do a nice social distance box lunch, we'd love to accommodate you. And you'll also find a menu in your table, but you can also visit our website or call the store directly, and we'd be happy to assist you in any way possible. Thank you for being here today.
And eat more chicken.
Thank you all, and welcome to the chamber. I'm going to get my steps in this morning, and I'm going to go over to the Commissioner of Revenue, Dr. Mark Matney. So give me just a second.
Thank you. What a great day the Lord hath made. Our office is well represented this morning. We got George Price, our Chief Deputy, Shauna Cook, our Supervisor of our office, and I got my boss here, my lovely wife, Cena. And I just want to say the Commissioner's office is committed to serving you guys. If y'all need anything, come into our office and we'll try to help you with it.
Thank you so much for welcome. Just want to say thank you to everybody for joining the chamber. I know it's a little crazy, but hopefully we'll get back and have breakfast and invite other people that you know to join the chamber. And hopefully you all enjoy the benefits of belonging to the Washington County Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, April, and thank you and welcome to those new members. I will say Chick-fil-A does do an amazing job. We had our virtual ribbon cutting at the credit union on Tuesday, and they delivered to Abington, so don't think you're up here that they won't deliver. They delivered and set it up and did a fantastic job. So please think of them if you're trying to do something for your business or the community. At this time, we will do the door prizes and the infomercial and the spotlight. I do want to thank the door prizes today have been provided by Virginia Highlands Community College, Abington Gifting, and Eastman Credit Union. I think Nita is on her way with the baskets, so just a moment here. If I can ask any chamber board members that are here, if you would be so kind to come up and help pass out the door prizes. April had to leave. I see Sandy. Looks like Mark had to leave. Are there any other board? Oh, Susan. Thank you, thank you. Oh. So. Okay. So we have 9 door prizes. And the first one goes to Robert Mead Pest Control. You'll just raise your hand and they'll bring it to you. The second one is Hannah Eichen with Spotted Color. The new members are going to win today. The third one goes to Rebecca Robinette with Toys for Tots. Tina Puckett, New People's Bank. She might not want that Eastman Credit Union shirt. Sorry, Tina. You can still advertise for us. We won't tell nobody. Theresa Burris, Radford University. Donald Williams, D.R. Williams and Company. Dr. Mark Matney, Commissioner of Revenue. Bridget Lamy, Eastman Credit Union. Oh, you don't get a shirt. Amanda Baldwin Eastep with Radford University. How many more? Is that the last one? Is that it? Congratulations and thank you all. So now I will draw for the chamber spotlight. This person, if you'll get your information to the chamber, you'll be spotlighted on the chamber website for the month. And that is going to be Kelly Welch, English Meadow Senior Living Community. And last we have the infomercial, so if I draw your name, you can come up to one of these microphones on the side and give everyone here like a 60-second commercial about your business and what you do. And that goes to Teresa Burris, Radford University. You can, yes.
I never know what the protocol is with the mask, you know. So I am Teresa Burris. I'm the director of Appalachian Studies and also the director of academic outreach down here at the Higher Ed Center. And I wanted to put a plug in. Next week, we are having a grant writing workshop, and it's going to be on Thursday and Friday. We still have spots available, so if you're interested, come see me or my colleague Amanda back there, and we'll get you signed up.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And then I will open it up to anyone else that has any other comments to make with anything going on in the community or your business. Again, we have these microphones on the side if you just want to come up to those. Anybody that has any announcements? No.
Good morning. I'm Cindy Fields with the Small Business Development Center. We're also located at Virginia Highlands Community College. Did want to point out that the Rebuild Virginia grant was expanded as of Monday. It has expanded into a number of different categories. Originally in the first round, if your business had received any type of pandemic unemployment or any type of CARES funding, you were automatically ineligible. Now you will be eligible and can apply. So the small business development centers in Southwest Virginia are pushing this really hard. There is $68 million left in Virginia's state pot of money to be distributed, and we would really like to see that coming to Southwest Virginia. So if you have any questions about that, please contact our office and we will be happy to assist you and pass the word. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other announcements or information they would like to share today? Okay. Again, I would like to thank the Higher Ed Center for accommodating us today, for the facilities, Chick-fil-A for the delicious breakfast, Virginia Highlands Community College for sponsoring the breakfast, and again, our 2020 elite sponsors, which are Eastman Credit Union, Powell Valley National Bank, Comfort Suites and Inns, Spiegler and Bublins, and First Bank and Trust Company. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and that the rain stops. Thank you.